What I did like was, again, Maurice Chevalier's performance, the songs, because it's a musical. It was very like fun and cheerful.
What's up everybody, I'm Rick.
And I'm Anna.
And welcome to our review of The Smiling Lieutenant. This channel is our bucket list channel, a channel in which we try to realize the goals and dreams that are on our bucket list. And today we're working toward one of that goal, which is to watch every movie that was nominated at the Academy Award from 1927 to 2028.
For Best Picture.
Yes, Best Picture at the Academy Award. I make that mistake sometimes. Not all the movies ever nominated. That would be quite long. But all the Best Picture nomination and winners.
Which is acceptably long.
Yeah. Up until now, we've watched, including Smiling Lieutenant, 33 movies, so I have to kind of make a correction / clarification. You know, we've been talking about the number of movies we've watched in the past few videos, and the number included The Patriot. So to be totally clear,
right,
we did not watch The Patriot. It is a lost movie.
That is true. We did make a video about it and talked about it, but we didn't actually watch it.
Because I was going by the number of videos it was on the playlist, and I thought there's 33, so we watched 33. No, we watched 32 plus The Patriot, where we had a discussion about it. And now with Smiling Lieutenant, we've watched 33 movies.
So this is the 33rd movie we've actually watched.
Exactly. So 33 movie plus one lost movie. Hey, if someone has The Patriot in their like basement or attic,
let us know.
Yeah. We'll pay for it. Patriot 1928 movie. Look for it. Maybe your grandma has it. I wish. Oh, but we'll talk about this movie. You never know when some movies might pop up unexpectedly. We'll talk about it right now. You don't know, but some of the information I have about this movie.
This one now?
Yes. Okay. So yeah, the way we're gonna do this review is the same way we do all of our reviews. First part is spoiler free for those of you who don't want to be spoiled but still want to hear our thoughts. Second part will be spoiler filled, meaning that we're gonna dive deeper into some scenes, some elements of the movie that we want to talk about without necessarily like just telling you the whole plot. But we will spoil stuff. So don't worry about that. We'll warn you before we get to the spoiler section, so you don't get taken by surprise. We also do at the very end of the video a ranking of the movies for that year or for that edition of the Academy Award. This one was the 5th Academy Award, so we've been ranking all the movies from the 5th Academy Award. We'll rank this movie too at the very end. If you want to skip to the ranking, timestamp is in the description below. Anna, before all of this,
my favorite part?
Yes, I made mention of it a few seconds ago. Let's get to some information about the movie, some trivia. First of all, Smiling Lieutenant 1931 movie, released exactly on August 1st, 1931. It is a Paramount Picture film. It is based on the operetta, so you'll have to help me here with my German is...
Which one here?
Yeah.
Ein Walzertraum?
Yes, exactly. By Oscar Strauss, which in turn was based on the novel Knox the Prince Consort by Müller-Eingen?
Müller-Eingen?
Yes, exactly. So yeah, the double level of inspiration here based on the operetta, which itself was based on the book. Oh, did I mention this is a musical, by the way?
Right, a musical.
We've had a few of these this year. This movie was directed by, again, Ernest Lubitsch, also director of The Patriot, which we just mentioned.
Right.
And director of One Hour With You, another movie
which
nominated.
we watched also for this year.
Yeah, exactly.
He's on a high wave here.
Yeah, prolific. And another person that's really prolific in terms of playing in Best Picture movies or Best Picture nominated movies, Maurice Chevalier. Once again, the star of this movie, as Lieutenant Nicolas von Preen, or Nicky. Again, Maurice Chevalier was in One Hour With You and in Love Parade.
Yes.
Also starring in this movie, Claudette Colbert as Franzi, Mariam Hopkins as Princess Anna, Charles Ruggles as Max, who was in 1 Hour With You as Adolf.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize him. I recognize the name now, but I didn't recognize him when I watched it.
And George Barbier as King Adolf 15. The movie was nominated for 1 Academy Award, Best Picture, which is why we've watched it Some information about the production of this movie. Chevalier described all the performance that he was putting, like the smiles and cute wink of eyes, as a mechanical display of technique due to the grief over his mother's death. Lubitsch also had to play referee between Colbert and Hopkins, the two female characters, who were determined to be shot from the same angle. Lubitsch encouraged their dispute because it suited their characters on screen.
Yeah, I see what you mean. That's strange though, really?
Yeah. Now, the mention that I was making about like lost movies, due to an ongoing copyright dispute with the silent film version, The Smiling Lieutenant. So I guess there's a silent version of it too.
Yeah.
So The Smiling Lieutenant remained out of circulation for years and was considered a lost film until a print was discovered in Denmark in 1990.
In the 90s?
In the 1990s.
Wow.
So that's a lot of time in between. So you never know, you know.
So when did it go out of circulation?
Oh, I don't know, but still.
But it wasn't. It was shortly after it came out, probably. If it was
long ago enough that you wouldn't know, like there wouldn't be a copy out there, you know, like easily available until the 1990s.
Wow, that is impressive.
Yeah, so The Patriot, it might be somewhere, you know.
It might be somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Some attic in Norway might have a copy of The Patriot. So yeah, now let's get to our spoiler-free discussion about this movie. The same question as ever. Did you enjoy this movie? Oh.
I think it was a fun to watch movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bit disappointing to me.
Oh, I'm guessing you're referring to the ending.
The ending, and not only that, but also the development of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
What I did like, and I want to start with that, what I did like was, again, Maurice Chevalier's performance. The songs, because it's a musical.
Yeah.
And
less songs in here than in others. Like 1 Hour With You had more songs. And
right. This one only had like maybe 3 or 4 songs, I think. Not a lot.
A lot of music though.
Yeah, that is true. However, I still enjoyed them. Mm-hmm. And it's a comedy. It was very like fun and cheerful.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like it lacked substance and it lacked character development.
Yeah.
On pretty much all of the characters.
So we'll talk about a certain element considering the ending and the story when we get into the spoiler section that are left out of the trivia section.
Okay.
That might be interesting, might sway you or not.
All right.
Like change your opinion. I'll say my piece.
Yeah, right. What do you think of it?
This is a very, I don't know, like you said, it was fun to watch. I watched it. Didn't have a bad time watching it. Very forgettable. Like I'm done with it and I'm wondering like what do I even have to say about this movie, you know?
Yeah.
When you say lack substance, it's
probably we're talking about the same thing.
Because even in the sense that like Shanghai Express had a lot of criticism about, even though it was an enjoyable movie, but I had a lot of elements that I wanted to talk about, like, this could have been done better, this could have been... But here, I'm just like, yeah, whatever, this is a movie that happened and I watched. You see what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe if we dig a bit deeper in certain elements, we'll find something. Let's go with the performance first. You mentioned Maurice Chevalier, the highlight of the movie. It's almost a one-man show, but I think that the actress mainly do a good job.
Yes, I agree.
Hopkins, I liked her performance.
I agree. I think that the actors did a very good job overall. All of them. There weren't a lot of actors involved.
Yeah.
We mainly follow 4 characters. And I feel like all of them did a very good job and they were very entertaining.
Yeah. So
they did a good job on that side, right? For like a comedy, a musical comedy. I feel like they played their part really well.
And now in terms of, so you see it's a musical comedy. Let's delve into that a little bit. There are not a lot of songs.
Yes.
But there were a few. Were they good songs in your opinion?
Yeah, I think so. I like them. And I feel like they fit with the story. Again, it's not so much a musical like it is today. Rather, when they start singing, it's a song performance.
Yeah.
You still feel it. Even though I feel like maybe a little bit less than in 1 Hour With You. Like in 1 hour with you, they would literally
Stop and look at the camera
and,
sing.
and start singing. In this one, I feel like it's less like that, but it still feels like a performance.
It's a bit more woven in the story, but it's still like very, this is now the song part, you know?
Yes,
which a musical is supposed to be like, what if we were just singing instead of talking?
Exactly. Yeah, you don't get that. You don't get those like conversations turned into songs.
Yeah.
But I still liked it. And I feel like the songs were really well meshed with the story. So
one thing, like we're talking about the look and sound of the movie, the look is fine, you know, it looks good. It's a good looking movie. But in terms of sound, a lot of long musical scene where there's no talking, which I found interesting. It was kind of like a mix of a silent movie with a talking movie, you know?
Yeah, I saw that too. And actually it started like that. The first like maybe 2-3 minutes of the movie is just that. You know, that part with the orchestra like playing high rhythms when someo's walking faster,
exactly.
Like the music has the same rhythm as the movie. And that's something that you would see in silent movies, right? So I thought at first, is this a silent movie? Like, is it because maybe they're still doing silent movies? It's still early on. It's still the first few years of sound movies. But no, later on they started talking. And I was like, okay, that's an interesting combination.
And they keep doing that throughout the movie. Yeah. There's a lot of times where like for a few minutes, nobody's talking. It's just music and the action keeps happening.
Yeah.
So I thought that was very interesting, the mesh here.
I think maybe that's how they thought a musical should be. If we're talking about musical, then it has to have you have music.
To put a lot of music, instrumental music. Now let's dwell on the story a little bit. So we both said it was kind of insipid, kind of meh. Not that it was bad again, but just kind of there. Or do you feel like it was bad?
I don't feel like it was bad. I don't know, maybe it's just in my head because I like to think about how would this story be made better.
Yeah.
Or how could it be made better? And I like to think that they actually had an idea, but it was just not that well put into practice, which might not be the case. I talked about this for other movies too, but it might not be the case. It might be that just like my brain is trying to fix the movie. The movie, yeah. Or the parts that I didn't enjoy that much. I felt like the story was not finished. Or rather kind of chopped in between. I felt like it was missing something in the middle to make it connect. And at the same time, I feel like the characters were not that well developed. It felt like they're just characters put in a situation rather than the situation got there because of the characters. What they did or how they acted.
I don't know that I would be that much on that side, like things to fix. Like I watched this movie, I wasn't picking any part where I was like, this I dislike or this. I was just kind of like, this is happening. And when it was over, I was go back to my life and forgot about it until we had to talk about it right now. But yeah, let's move on to our spoiler discussion now. But before that, would you recommend this movie?
No.
That was direct. That was quick.
It's very disappointing at the end, and I don't want to recommend a disappointing movie. Again, Maurice Chevalier was just superb. I just like his.
But even him, so like he was good, but he's been better. You know,
he's been better in other movies. True. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, again, considering the circumstances, you know, with the grief and his mom, like totally understandable. In terms of recommending this movie, there are other Maurice Chevalier movies you can go watch out there. 1 Hour with You, even though it's not at the top of our ranking, spoiler for the ranking, is still better than this in my opinion. And The Love Parade is...
The Love Parade is really good, yes.
So yeah, let's get into our spoiler discussion. First of all, just a short synopsis of the movie. So this is the story of an amorous lieutenant who is forced to marry a socially awkward princess, though he tries to keep his violin-playing girlfriend on the side. Pretty much it. That's the story.
That's the beginning, the middle, and the ending of the story.
Yeah. So I mentioned before an element that might make you change your mind about the ending. The ending, which is that he ends up with the princess rather than the violin-playing girl, which he loved throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
And here, there's something, when I was reading the Wikipedia article, called the Lubitsch touch, the director's touch.
Okay.
Which is that he likes to, make commentary or rather a joke on the audience or on the, expectation of the audience. And this is, again, we're not in his head. Maybe, maybe not. This is speculation from the part of whoever wrote this. But Billy Wilder here, who's mentioned in the Wikipedia article, defines his touch, the director's touch, in relation to Smiling Lieutenant as it was an elegant use of the super joke. So you had a joke and you felt satisfied, and then there was one more big joke on top of it, the joke you didn't expect. The ultimate super joke is that at the end of the movie, he got the wrong girl.
Okay.
So like it's on purpose.
I felt like it lacked something, either in the story development or the character's development, to make me accept this ending. The story is that he loves this girl, the violinist, right? He's with her. But then by some accident, a comic accident, right? He ends up having to marry the princess.
Yeah.
Right? So that what happens there is that either at the end of the movie, the situation is resolved and, everybody laughs at it because it's a comedy, like, haha, what a comic thing happened. Okay, everybody goes back to their, previous state and that's it. Or something changes and then the situation continues as it is, right? If you want him to stay with the princess, I have to see that change, and I didn't feel it.
But there was a change.
Until the very end, he still wanted to be with the violinist. Until the very end, the violinist still loved him. Until like the very last scene, the princess really didn't change much. At the very last scene, she actually changes enough just to be charming to him.
She changes totally. She espoused the personality of the violin girl.
Yes, but it's at the very end.
Yeah.
Even that, like, I would have accepted that if it was better developed. If it was, like, better done or, like, step by step, But rather it was that one encounter between the two of them and it's like...
Everything's changed.
And then the last scene, like, the last 2 minutes, suddenly he sees the princess, he falls in love with her, he completely forgets about this other girl, she leaves and, like, nothing, I don't know what happens to her. I feel like the story just lacks a connection. I could accept getting from this point to that point, like from where things were to where things end up, but I feel like it's missing something in between, which is why I was saying it's either, to me, the story feels like it's either unfinished or like it's missing something, like it's chopped in the middle, But
according to this touch, it is the point. The point is that you feel like he ends up with the wrong girl. You feel like this is wrong. This is not how it should.
Okay, then if that's it, then I definitely feel like it's wrong. But at the same time, the princess does become the right kind of girl for him.
But what is the virtue of that? She has to change who she is totally in order for him to accept.
And he has to like forsake the woman who loves him.
So yeah, there definitely, in terms of like if you're looking for a feel-good story and then that's the ending you get, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But again, we're not in the director's head. This is like what you get from analyzing the movie and from what we read from other people who analyzed his movies in general, saying that he does this kind of things.
Okay.
This is a joke on the audience, on the expectation of the audience.
Right, I
him
see.
Finishing with.
Well, that's
wonder.
interesting. I mean, if that was his purpose, he succeeded. He completely delivered the movie that I didn't expect to end this way.
Yeah. So in those terms, yeah, the movie had an unexpected ending. I still find myself not caring much.
Yeah, in that sense, the story itself is just a comic story. Whatever the ending might be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the movie happened and the ending doesn't change that, like most of the movie stays the same whether or not the ending was on purpose. And I'm trying to like pinpoint exactly what it is, but sometimes movies are just movies.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that complicated.
Exactly.
Really. I mean, this movie is so like straightforward and simple that I can't even think about like specific scenes that I would want to, other than the ending, other specific scenes that I would want to talk about, or I don't know, it's just...
Yeah, but when I say in terms of like, oh, why is this movie forgettable and like something else isn't, it's just, once you watch a movie, sometimes a movie is just like quick popcorn that you eat and then you forget that you even watched it, and then in 5 years someone asks you, did you see this? And you're like, I think so. And I feel like we've said that for another movie for the 5th year. I don't remember which one. Maybe it was Bad Girl. But I think here it's even more prevalent in terms of like, this is just a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Funny movie.
Yeah, there's nothing bad with being just a movie.
Right.
But we're talking best pictures here. Not much to say. Let's move on directly to our ranking, shall we?
Ranking, yes.
So the current ranking is number 1, 5-star final. Number 2, The Champ. Number 3, Aerosmith. Number 4, Shanghai Express. Number 5, Bad Girl. Number 6, 1 Hour with You. I think we both know where this is going.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, there was some hesitation there.
Yeah, I was thinking for a second, but yeah, I think we know.
I would say number 7.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So below 1 Hour with You. We've mentioned it during the review itself. 1 Hour with You was just more enjoyable.
It was definitely more enjoyable.
Let alone like all the other movies on this list, like 5-star final, and there's no way we would put it above that.
But it's like we said, I feel like both 1 Hour with You and this movie, The Smiling Lieutenant, they're enjoyable movies to watch.
Yeah.
It's just not best picture material, It's too simple.
It's just a fun movie.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing
like deep, there's nothing complicated about the story. The characters are not that complex,
Nothing stands out. And I feel like Mo Chevalier, again, great, but as of now, Love Parade is his best
I think so.
Yeah.
Love Parade, I liked it better too.
I feel like Love Parade had a message, even though it got muddled in the end. And
his character had like more
layers. Yeah.
And it was more interesting to watch his development. Whereas here
the character was very similar to the one in 1 Hour with You, even, and that's more Chevalier's thing. Like, if watching these 3 movies, you can see what type of character he plays.
Right, and I was thinking watching that, I think directors like to put him in this role because he's good in this role.
But I feel like even considering that it's the same actor, same kind of characters, the similarities here are more evident than if you compare Smiling Lieutenant to Love Parade.
Yeah.
So number 7. So the new ranking is number 1, 5-star final. Number 2, The Champ. Number 3, Aerosmith. Number 4, Shanghai Express. Number 5, Bad Girl. Number 6, 1 Hour with You. And number 7, The Smiling Lieutenant. That will be it for our review of Smiling Lieutenant, the 1931 movie, and our 33rd movie that we've watched, plus one we've discussed.
Yes.
If you find Patriot, holla at me. So this channel is not on a channel in which we just watch movies for this big goal of watching every Best Picture nomination from 1927 to 2028. No, we also do a lot of other things. This is a bucket list channel in which we have a bucket list, an ever-evolving bucket list of 101 things that we want to accomplish in our lifetime, goals and dreams. If you want to check us out and check those videos, a lot of different kind of videos, cooking
so many
videos, traveling videos, though we don't do much traveling in these days.
Right, these days we stay inside.
Yeah. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested. Like this video if you did. Hit us in the comment section below and tell us what was your favorite Maurice Chevalier performance. And have a nice day.
Oh, now you mustn't worry about me. Well, I knew it all the time. Girls who start with breakfast don't usually stay for supper.